my channel where we reap what we sow. All right, so if you will watch my last video, or should I say my first and my last video that I did, you would know that this video is about the Ditto. I had said that what I was going to do, because I know there's a lot of us in the sewing community that's very curious about the Ditto and if it really can do everything that it says it does, and if it's really worth the money. So what I did during the last video was I agreed that I would go ahead and be the guinea pig. Look like I got something on there. That I would go ahead and be the guinea pig for everybody, so that we could actually take it, review it, see if it really does what it says it's gonna do. And then that way, for those of you that's curious or interested in actually purchasing it, you can make a very informed decision. Now, I truly agree that this is probably not for everyone. I personally sew it pretty much every day because I have an online clothing store. So I'm actually looking for a product that will help me to, alleviate any of those tedious tasks that I can, so that I'm able to actually sew much quicker. So for me, this seemed to be a game changer. Now, whether it's actually a game changer, we'll see, right? Let me go ahead and pick up the box. I went and picked it up yesterday. And of course, here is the box. Okay. And just so you know, it's really not that heavy at all. It's not heavy. Has a handle. It's just really long. Okay, it looks like the box is Velcro. So by it being Velcro, the great thing is that you should be able to save the box in case you need to store it or put it back in there for any reason. Okay, now, okay, so let's see. Let's open this up. Open it up this way. Ooh, there we go. There we go. All right, so inside the box, let's see what's in this baby. Don't know if you can see it, but we have a lot of items. This looks like, I guess, the pole that will be attaching to the ceiling. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm pretty much going to just go ahead and start taking everything out of the box so I can see what's going on here. Not really sure what this is, but I guess I'll figure it out once I start assembling it. There's a little box here with, oh, okay. Looks like it's the tape. Remember when it was saying if you need to have those longer patterns that's extended, you use these items, these to actually extend the pattern. I'm gonna assume this is a leveler, so that way you can make sure it's level. Not sure. Yeah. All right, and then we have a cord, a rotary cutter. Not really sure how good it is. I have a really nice one that I like, but hopefully it doesn't hurt to have an extra one, right? Okay, and then we also have some more of these. So I'm assuming these are probably something to cover the cord, more than likely. Okay, and then we have another plug here. Some weights, which is great for me because I've been utilizing rocks as my weights now. That's great for me. All right, and then it looks like we have another pole, which is probably another attachment that goes with this pole. So it doesn't appear to have too many pieces in here. So I'm not really sure. I don't think it's going to be that complicated. And then we have another little gadget here. All right, and I'm assuming that's the camera. That's the camera. All right. So now, and then looks like we have the mat. There, some instructions that will be done. And other than that, that's it. Has the phone inside here. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up and just get it out of the way. on the box. The box, basically, as far as the pieces, it does identify what the different pieces are. So it looks like we have the high-tech projector. So I'm just checking to make sure we got all the pieces stating, which is that piece. These are the beam parts. Are these two pieces that's identified on the box. And then we have our power cord adapters, which are these two pieces here. And then the bubble level, which is this piece there. And then we have the stickers, they call it the Target stickers, which are these pieces here. And then the rotary cutter, as I showed you earlier, this piece. And then we have our weights, nice weights. And then of course, the board, the cutting board. Now, so as far as the pieces, that's what it is supposed to include. So everything is inside of the box. Now, it does say what you will need is a flat work surface that's 37 inches by 25 inches, okay? It says the flat ceiling heights need to be 7.5 by 10 inches. 10 feet, 7.5 feet by 10 feet. A tablet or a telephone, iOS or Android, which of course we have that. You'll need Wi-Fi, and then also a nearby outlet, which check. So those are all the things you will just need in order to assemble. All right, so we'll go ahead and get this box out the way. Okay, all right, so I moved the box out of the way. And so now, let's take the instructions. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. I actually have the instruction in here. So we'll read through the instructions. And also, I have a video in case we get stumped. They do have a video tutorial online that you can follow as well. And I'm figuring between both of these, my direction challenge assembly type person I am should be able to do this. All right, so with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. And not only that, I have my watch on, right? And we're going to go ahead and start the timer. We're at 0, and let's see how long it actually takes me to get through these instructions along with the tutorial and put this together. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. The clock is ticking, and let's go. So for number 1, we are to put this right here is the lower beam. It said to put the lower beam on the table, so that's what I did. I have the lower beam on the table, and it says to press and hold the clips on the side of the bubble level. So here's the bubble level. Remember, we looked at that, and it says to hold the clip. And then it says slide the bubble level into the tracks of the lower beam with the bubble facing the joint of the upper beam. Okay, so this is the upper beam. So if this is to be facing the joint of the upper beam, and that's the upper beam, then that means we need to slide it this way. So I'm going to take it and slide it on that way. And then that way the bubble beam is facing, that's the upper beam, all right? So we'll go ahead and put this on here. And then it says slide the bubble level approximately 10 inches down the lower beam. So it wants me to go about 10 inches. So I have my thing. So 10 inches down the lower beam is about right here. All right. And then it says put the lower beam and the upper beam on the floor or on the table, which I'm on the table. So we're going to put this one here. And then number 6 says push and turn the lock knob B, which is supposed to be this, clockwise to lock the beams. So they want me to take this upper beam to the lower beam, and we're going to connect it here, and you can tell which way to put it in because, as you can see, the shape of it. So it's saying to put this here. Oh, it slides right in. And then it says to take this knob here and turn it clockwise, to lock it in. All right, looks like we're locked in. Okay, loosen the base knob C. So they're saying this knob here, you can see that. They want me to take this knob here, loosen base knob C on the beam to allow the spring low foot to extend. So they're saying to loosen it so that this can extend. Oh, okay, so it's extended. Okay. So you see, just so that that piece extends. And then it says to take this, lean the beam against a wall, put the foot pad on the floor approximately 1 foot from the wall. So it wants this to be approximately, I should have had my reader glasses on. I don't know why I started this without it. Okay, so it wants us to put this on the floor, and I'm just trying to make sure it's which beam's supposed to be on the floor. Lean the beam against the wall, put the foot pad. Okay, so this is the foot pad. So that's the foot pad, so that's the piece that will go to the floor. And it wants me to, about a foot away, I have a ruler so I can make sure I do a foot away. I'm gonna put that there just for a second there. And take my little ruler and do this about a foot away. Okay, so a foot away is about here. Okay, and it wants me to, about a foot away from the wall, it wants me to make sure that the height of the ceiling where you assemble the beam is the same as the height of the ceiling of the work area. So they want us to make sure that wherever you're working and we're assembling this, that they're the same. While standing on the foot pad, extend the telescope piece and raise the beam until it touches the corner where the wall meets the ceiling. The telescope base will extend as you rise the beam. Okay, so it's saying for us to take this, rise the beam, and keeping in mind that it's about a foot away. And then after I do that, it says upper beam is touching the corner. Now that the beam is set to the correct height, move the beam to the work area. Cautious, make sure that the beam is positioned in an area where, okay, we said that part. With the beam, so am I supposed to, okay, tighten the base knob when the upper beam is touching the corner. Okay, so at the bottom, there was a base knob, and it wants me to tighten the base knob. It wants me to tighten the base knob. Okay, so I've tightened the base knob. Then I'm not gonna be able to move it. Okay, with the beam at an angle, position the foot of the beam about, okay, it says now with the beam at an angle. Okay, I'll get this in there. Okay, and it says with the beam at an angle, position the foot of the beam about 1 inch from the workspace, ensuring the flat side of the beam is facing the work area. So here's my work area. I'm going to take the beam. It wants me to do it about 1 inch from my work area, which is going to be here. Oh, well, now the only thing is, oh no, this is not working. I think I'm gonna have to adjust a little bit because this is not going to work. So that's simple. Okay. So I adjusted this a little bit because if I had it like snug like over there, like they said, I don't know. For some reason, when I bring it over here, I don't know if my ceilings are maybe slightly off or different, but I can tell you this is not allowing me to put it where they were saying to put it. So I'm going to adjust a little bit more down so that I'm able to actually set this. I don't know if I'm doing this right. So this is, this part here is a little confusing to me because what I'm running into is if I, if I do it at the angle like they said over there, when I brought it over here, I was not able to actually get it to my ceiling. So I'm not really sure if it's an end user issue where my ceilings are maybe different size. I'm not really sure. So I'm still trying to tighten this piece up and hopefully keep this snug. So, oh shit, having a little technical issue for a minute there. But what I had to do was actually after I brought it over here and you set it up, then you have to take it and just, there's a spring that once you get it where you think it should be, then I just had to go ahead and just kind of take it down, and then the spring will pop it up and then make it sit straight. Now, what you also have to do is remember the bubble level that I had. I'm going to try to get the camera so you can see it, but remember that level. You have to keep moving it and adjusting it until you can get that bubble in the middle to say that it's level. So once you do that, then I guess we can go to the next step. So apologize. It took me a minute under there. And yeah, I can tell you that was challenging. Okay, so next wasn't that bad, to be quite honest. I just didn't know what I was doing. So I'm sure that a lot of you would be like me, where we're for the first time putting it together. And of course, if we're putting together and we've never done it, we're not really sure what we're doing until you get into it. Once you get into it, you figure it out like, oh, okay, that wasn't bad. But it really was simple, to be quite honest, after I did it. All right, so then next we are, let's see, slide the projector carrier to eye level. Okay, so looks like up here is the projector carrier. It's a piece that's sitting here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see that piece there. Okay, so it's saying to bring this to eye level. The only thing, if I bring that to eye level, am I supposed to move attach the projector to the projector carrier? Slide the carrier to eye level. So for eye level, I would need to, they wanted us to keep this like a, remember they wanted us to keep this an inch from the base, but unfortunately, so I guess maybe it's done what it needs to do. So now I need to take this. And you know what? This doesn't seem to be as snug as I would like. So what I'm gonna do is see if I can move this up a little more and tighten it and get this to, let me get it to tighten up a little bit more there. Okay, so then I guess this would be close enough to eye level. And then, so it's saying to take this camera, attach the projector to the projector carrier with the lens facing the ceiling. So here's the lens, and it wants us to take the lens and connect it to here, and the lens, see the lens will be facing the ceiling. And it looks like we just slide it in. And should it, how do we get it to lock in? Let's see what it says. Okay, and then turn it 180 degrees. Okay, so then it wants us to turn the projector 180 degrees counterclockwise until it clicks into place facing down. So then they want us to take this, put it on here, right? We're taking it, the eye facing up, put it on here, turn it, and then till it face down, just like that. Okay. And then it says unfold the cutting mat. Yay, we're making progress here. Okay. So we're going to take the mat, and it wants us to unfold the mat. Okay. So I first need to take it out of this plastic for starters. So I'm trying to put in this. And I know it's sorry, the camera kind of blocking a little bit. So I'm trying to move this over. Alright, so it says to unfold the cutting mat. Put the cutting mat on the work area with Ditto logo facing away from the beam. Okay, so it wants us to put the cutting mat on the work area with the Ditto logo facing away from the beam. So, facing away, so there's the logo, but it wants it to face away. So should we put it, when they say facing away, let me just look at the instructions, because it looks like I'm supposed to, so. Okay, so when it says facing the mat away, I'm assuming that there's a little arrow in the center of it. I'm assuming that that's what it means. I'm not really sure. I'm sorry, I don't understand the away part. And there's no illustration here that tells us what away looks like. So hold on, I'm gonna look at the video. Okay, so when she did it, okay, so according to the tutorial, they did it this way. My table, this might be a little challenging because of my table, so I'm gonna move some of these pieces over here. But, I don't know. I might should have put the beam in another location. I was trying to put it here, but I'm thinking because it wants it to go like this, the long way, I'm going to need to reposition. I'm going to need to reposition this because it, according to the tutorial that I just looked at from YouTube, it wants me to lay it this way. And it says that it cannot hang off the table. And if you notice, mine is hanging off the table. So what I'm going to do is reposition the beam, and then I'll come back. I won't take you through it. I'll well, no, I'll keep it going because technically, if we had known that in advance, it wouldn't have been part of the assembly. Well, we got to now put it over there. Okay, so whatever you do when you're assembling, I guess the main thing is going to be when you decide where you want to put this, make sure that you are able to lay the mat this way across, okay? And just don't assume that, you know, you can put it there and you can turn it wherever you want because it looks like they want you to turn it a certain way no matter what, okay? The location. So as you can see, it's now in front of my window. And we have the mat positioned as they want it, where they said the logo away from it. Okay, so we have that. And you know what I'm gonna do? I have these cutting mats on my table, so I'm gonna just make them overlap each other so that way this sits in the center. Okay, so then it says, let's see as far as the positioning. Cutting mat in a work area with the ditto facing away from the beam. Okay, so now we have that. Room to our next set of instructions. Okay, so it says to connect the product, connect the end of the power cord to the projector. Okay, so now we're going to take our power cords and connect it to the end of the projector. Okay, so basically what we're doing is we're just taking these two here and plug them into here. I'm sorry, here. Put that there. And then it says to plug this into the projector. So I just need to, okay. And it looks like on this side, you can see, this is the plug for the projector. Okay, and then you just want to take this and plug this now into an outlet. Okay, and my outlet is right here, so this is perfect. And the instruction does tell you to make sure that you have an outlet near where you'll be doing assembly. Okay, so after that, it says, caution, do not disconnect the product from the power outlet. Pull the plug, not the power cord. Oh, and it says, connect the power cord for the projector in a grounded power outlet. Caution, to disconnect the product from the power outlet, pull the plug, not the power cord. Okay? All right, and then it says, to adjust the projection, when the product is connected to a power outlet, a red rectangle is projected onto the work area. Okay, and then it say, caution, a red rectangle must be on top of the white frame of the cutting mat. Have your room dimly lit so the projector frame is vivid and red. All right, so with that, I can tell you that, as you can see, this light is very, I don't know if you can see that, but right now it's way over there. So, I guess what I need to do is figure out how do I get that, because that little light has to get around this whole board. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm assuming that even though it said to put that eye level, that to get that to adjust out, I would think we would have to pull it up. So I'm not really sure what the instructions meant when it said eye level. Okay, and it's saying that we need to get this projector to the whole board. So I'm pushing that projector up. Looks like it needs to go up. Oops, and then did I mess up the level thing? No. All right, so let me turn down some of the lights. I'm sorry, it may be a little hard for you to see. I'm not really sure, but I'm trying to show you the red because it's saying that this red mat light needs to be over the mat. So let me real quick try to see. Okay, so when I look at the instructions does say Well, the tutorial anyway. The tutorial says to go ahead and push this, the projector all the way up. So I just pushed it all the way up the pole. And then you have to get the you have to get the board within the red box. So that's what I'm doing now. I don't think that's about, that end seems a little off, but I think this is within the red box. All of it needs to be within the red box. Oh, this end seems a little, I don't know. Okay. I think it's within the red box. What you think? Tell me what you think. What you think? All right, let me turn this light off just so we can maybe see a little bit better to see if that's better aligned in the red box. I'm going to kind of close these blinds for a minute and then I'll turn them back on. But I want to see if it's, yeah, much better. We can see that much better. Okay, so yeah, it looks like, well, this part here is off a little. So it looks like that needs to go up. Yeah, so you'll definitely probably want to close, make it dark so that way you can make sure. But it's just weird because my whole thing is not within the whole box. I can't for some reason get this part into it. Like this is off a little, so I don't know if that makes a difference, but it's kind of weird because I'm not able to get that part into the box. Let's see. I'm just playing with it some more. Okay, I'm gonna keep trying. Nope. See, it's like when I get this aligned and this within the box, but then down here is weird. It's like it's not, is it my mat? I don't know. Okay. Well, I can tell you. Any suggestions, y'all? I don't know. This is not, my whole mat is not within it. So I don't know if that has to be perfectly aligned or not, but I think I got it the best that I can. All right. But if you can see, it looks like everything is in the box with the exception of this area right here. See how it, so I don't know if that's a big deal or not. Hopefully it's not. And we'll go ahead and go to the next set of instructions. So let me just see if it says anything. Caution, the red rectangle must be on top of the white frame. Said it must be on top of the white frame. Red rectangle must be on top of the white frame region on the cutting board. It must be on the outside. And I did it the best. Well, it is on the outside. It's just that it's not, some of the areas are, okay, but I guess it is. Have your room dimly lit for the projector to be vivid. Slide the projector upward to enlarge the size of the rectangle. Slide projector downward to reduce the size of it. All right. Make sure that the bubble in the bubble level remains centered while sliding projector. Note, it is of high importance that the projection is fitted correctly on the cutting mat. It can take some attempts for results to be satisfactory. Oh, Lord. It needs to be perfect, it sounds like. Okay, let's see. The level is still aligned. Looks like the level is still aligned. I'm making sure the table is about I mean, I'm gonna have to rock and roll with it this way. I have no way of, I mean, the white line is, it's outside of it. We can see it outside of it too, but it's just, I can't get it like perfect. Perfectly outside of it. Because it's, I don't know, it's like something's off. And I'm not quite sure what is. Oh no, I moved it and made it worse. Let me keep that like I had it. Yeah, I think this is about the best this is going to get. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go on. Next, put the power cords. Put the power cord into the cord management hook in the bubble level. Put the power cord into the slot on the flat side of the beam. So, I guess when we were talking about these pieces, these are the pieces that we're going to put on the beam. I hate touching this beam because every time you touch the beam, the bubble. And it's hard for me to get back there because of my location. So where this is located is not the easiest to get to. So I guess I need to move this out again. Oh Lord, my table. This isn't the easiest move for me to keep doing with my table. It'd been nice just to tell us to put this on at the time we put the beam up there. So what I would recommend, if you all have a situation like mine, just go ahead and put these on right after you, I guess, put the beam up there. Alright, so I'm just snapping this here into place. And these just clear forms, things you can just take off right off of it. I'll turn on the light so you can see what I did. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Just put these on here. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is move this table back over and try to line everything back up. Okay. Move this back over. And then at the same time, make sure that the beam, that we don't, that this is still in the center. Move it slightly. Oh, goodness. I tell you. There we are. Okay, there it is. That's perfect. All right, so now we're back to, we are back to trying to figure out this piece here. Get it all the way outside, so that way we try to do this again. Now that I did that adjustment, let me turn off the light again so I can try one more time to line this mat up. Okay. And keep the rear light outside the beam. Actually, that lined up much better. Okay, so maybe it was that this wasn't leveled properly because now it lined up much better. So you may want to make sure that when you're moving and you're putting the cords and all of that stuff and attachments, that everything is lining up so that you're not having any issues with that. Okay. All right, so what do we got? What this was? Let's see. Okay, so then it says, before operation, have your room dimmed and lit for the projector outlines will clearly be visible. They're there. To connect the Ditto app, log into the Ditto app. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm actually, I went ahead into, I have an iPhone, so I went into the App Store, selected Ditto. Now I download, and now I selected that I don't have an account, so I need to create one. So what it has me doing now is you have to enter your email. It wants your first and last name, phone number, and then a password. The password needs to be 8 characters minimum, 1 lower case character, 1 number, 1 uppercase character, and at least 1 special character. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, and then continue. All right, and then once you get into the app, I'm not sure if you can see my screen, but it's it says this is where you'll find patterns you purchase, add through your subscription, and can print projects and refine and start cutting. So it also is asking you to be the first in the know if you want to be on their newsletter. So I'm going ahead signing up for that because obviously I want to know anything about this thing system since I bought it. I'm surprised it just doesn't automatically do that. All right. I was able to go ahead and download the app. You want to make sure that you use your cell phone and not a desktop computer because you will not get the features that you need in order to manage the projector. So in order to see go into the the settings to see where it says setting and then be able to manage and follow along with the manual, then you will need to have your cell phone. So once you go in there, you'll see where it says connect to the network. You connect it to the network, whatever your Wi-Fi network is. Once it's connected, then you'll be able to look at the mat. And it, as you can see, the word will say connected versus where originally it was saying trying to connect, something like that. Okay, so with that being said, I took a look at the stopwatch. As you can see, an hour and 9 minutes is how long it took. So let's say an hour and 10 minutes. And this is for an amateur, somebody who does not like to read instructions, right? That just pretty much jumped in and just kind of between reading this and looking at a video here and there as I was going and just figuring it out, I was able to hook it up. So I would say that this is really a pretty easy setup. I'm gonna tell you, if I had to do it again, I probably could set this whole thing up in less than 15-20 minutes. Okay, so if you hopefully you watching this video, or if you go to Ditto, they have a tutorial for the setup. The great thing probably with this one is that I was able to kind of tell you some of the hiccups that you might run into versus the tutorial makes everything go so smoothly. So again, just know that when you're setting this up, it's important to know that because of the position of the mat, you want to make sure that when you set your the projection pole, which is up there, the projection pole, you want to make sure that you put it on the right side of the table, right? And not like the long end, because I was doing it this way and then I had to go move everything and put it on the other side. So that's one of the things that's really important for you to be aware of when you're setting it up, so that way you don't have to go through the hiccups and the things that I actually went through. And then just know that when you put the pole, if you're putting a pole away where it's going to go in an area that's hard to reach, like me, I put it behind my table. As you can see, I kind of put it behind the table, right? My work table. So, because I didn't want the pole to be out here where I'm at. So I put it there. So what you will probably want to do is, you know, make sure that you go ahead and assemble, even though it says to put these caps on. And I'll kind of show you. Even though it'll show for you to put these caps on last, my thing is go ahead, put the plug in the projector, put the those caps, core caps over it. The other thing is just keep in mind that you want to make sure that that bubble, which is the bubble for your level, is everything stays level, because once if it's not level, then what you're going to find is that this board will not be positioned properly. Okay. The other thing is just to remember, when it tells you to make the logo facing away from it, this is the position. So that's the pole, and it wants you to do this position, and that's how it would look on the table. Okay. So hopefully that helps. And then also just go ahead and make sure that you download the app to your phone, and go ahead and pre-register it so that way you can have it all connected to the network. And I'm gonna say pretty much that that was it. It just really was very, very, very simple to assemble. All right, so I have to give Ditto an A for assembly. Very simple to assemble. All right, so now what I'm going to do is the next step, my next video, stay tuned, will be me actually going in. I guess you have to calibrate it and set it up for a pattern and all of that. So I'll walk you through that process as well, so we can take a look and see if it's really as easy as they have it on there. All right, let's see if it's really as easy to go in and select a pattern, take it, put it out, cut it. Because again, to me, what's most important is my time. I need to be able to mass produce as quickly as possible. And if, you know, I need to be able to cut everything. And another major thing that's really important to me is really if I can get those sizes customized. Okay. So with that being said, I will be back probably, I'll say tomorrow. I'll go ahead and start my first project, and I'll allow you to walk through with me on that, and we can see just how simple it is to actually set that piece up as far as calibrating it and finding the pattern and getting it out there, actually cutting it out. And then what I will do is sew it. We'll do a customizable pattern, and I will sew it and make sure that after we sew it, that it fits perfectly. Okay. We shall see. All right. Thanks. Please, please, please like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can get an alert when I upload the very next video, because that video will actually be walking you through the next step of utilizing Ditto. And we'll see if that is as simple as it was for the setup. But I have to say, setup was pretty good. Thanks. Bye.
Reap, reap, reap what you sow, sow, sow. Reap, reap, reap what you sow. Let's